Hey, John here again. So I just finished this backyard patio here. It took me basically the whole summer working on it here and there, but everything you're going to see that I did was made from scrap metal or repurposed pavers, for instance. I'm just going to take you along, show you what I did, maybe give you some ideas in case you want to do this yourself. So this project cost me a few $100s because I had to buy like the cement and wood to form the cement and a couple of seat cushions, but got away with it pretty cheap. I don't know the exact number, but doing it yourself, you could save a lot of money, definitely. But most of the stuff you're going to see is scrap metal. The stuff I made, it was totally free. Stuff I purchased, was unavoidable. But I'll show you what I did. So these are load bars, right? This I think it's 1.5 by 1.5 inch. I got them in scrap, right? So I'm making something here. Here, these were in a dumpster. A lot of them are bent. A lot of them are messed up, as you can see. It's got a little tweak to them, and for whatever reason they threw them away. But I collected them all, and I'm going to make some stuff out of them. I also got some glass and junk. So this glass here, there's a big one, a little one, or big, medium, and little. What I'm thinking about doing, I want to make a table, like an L shape or a U shape perhaps. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just cutting these up and basically welding them together, and the glass will fit on top of this. And then as I go, I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, so I got these tabletops built. This is the shortest one, and those are medium and large. So the dimensions on these are based on the glass that I got for free. On to the next step, I just gotta build some legs. Again, I don't want to get it too cumbersome, but I need it sturdy enough to withstand wind and that stuff. So I don't think I want the legs on the corners sticking out, each corner. I want to come in indented a little bit, and they're going to have to be uniform on the other tables. My point is, I just don't like the look of being on the corners of the legs. It just looks too bland. I want to kind of come in a little bit. And if I had a ways and means to curve metal, I might do something like that, but I'm working with primitive tools here, so I'm just going to come in. That's what my plan is. Okay, so I came up with an idea. I'm going to weld some 5-inch square tubes on here. It's going to be a drop down table here. So this table that I'm working on is the big one, the longer one actually, and so I want to have something kind of unique, something that nobody has. So I'm going to have a drop down. I'll show you that in a bit, but I'm just going to put this together in my mind the way I want. So this is the long table, and the shorter table is going to go at a 90 degrees this way. But here's what I have in mind. So these little 5-inch extenders is going to drop the other table down, and I'm just going to weld these like this, right? Alright, so making this from scratch, for in your head, as I'm thinking about things, the plans changed. So I added 2 of the same identical stubs here to hang a table on this end. And the reason being is because now I'm thinking about it, I want this to be able to take this apart with, just the nuts and bolts holding the tables together, and being able to store this, or just being able to take it down if I don't need it or want it in the yard or whatever. Alright, so I came up with an idea for the legs there. So that's some scrap. It's pretty decent thickness. Actually, I marked a couple of them up, and what I'm going to do here is, there's one here. So I drilled a couple holes. So I drilled, well, that's just a pilot hole, but I got to drill a 5/16 to receive a 5/16. They're called rib nuts, right? Install one of those, and that way, we can bolt this right to the with the table, and that leg will be welded onto this. Right? So when you take it apart, it'll be that. And then when you put it together, it'll be just these 2 bolts, and it's just one leg on each side, because, like I said, the way we're going to do this, attach these other tables to this, and that table is going to have legs. So mapped out the old the holes there, drilled them out, and so these rib nut tools are pretty cheap. So you get I think this is a 5/16 arbor, right? 5/16 collar there. However, there's different sized rib nuts, but these make in this application pretty cool. This will stay in there permanently, and all you gotta do is give it a death grip, just like a regular rivet. Oh, and you punch through it. And you can insert a bolt, right? So where's the? Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to freehand a cut here. Because I want this as big as possible. The foot to my to the legs. A couple things I just thought of now, and I'm gonna have to retool this a little bit. So you see how there's a gap in there? I don't know if you can see or not. It's where the rib nut sits on, the metal here, and it creates this little gap, which it's okay, I guess. But here's the thing, because I wasn't going to do anything on this side, and I've changed my mind. I'm gonna, because you can flex this. Lift it up a little bit. It doesn't flex it much, but I don't want it to be flexible, and the reason I want to do something different. Alright, see this? I haven't clipped this off yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Probably round it off. But see that hole has a little bit of play. Here, let me take you over. I got 5/8 department. This is I think like a 1/2 inch, right? So this will sit in here. So we'll be able to jockey it back and forth before you tighten it up, because the washer and the nut will clamp it together. So we can jockey a little bit to get it plumb as we need to, up and down, back and forth, or whatever. So I think that's going to be a better fit. And then I can add a little piece. I can weld a little piece on here and have a rib nut, same idea on this end, so we can tighten it on both ends so it won't go anywhere. Okay, I didn't want to. Well, I just threw some glass up there just to, that's one piece of glass. Of course, the other glass, like I said, it's I found the glass, so I'm making this to fit. But I think now what I want to do is add another leg. I got to make 2 more legs to have it like this, because I want to make, because I got plenty of scrap metal here. I want to make another shelf under here, right? I don't have glass for it, but it's just going to be a shelf. And this way it'll do a couple of things. A, it'll have a shelf for oddball stuff, maybe a plant or two, whatever. And also it'll brace this section over here, and I'm going to do it over here on this section. So I got some proper washers coming, stainless. This is a little bit big, and these aren't the hardware I'm going to be using, but just to give you an idea, see the hole now we can jockey this to wherever this leg needs to be for level, and once we get it in place, we can tighten it right down, and it'll smush it up against this. So I don't even think I'm going to add anything over here. I think this will be rigid enough. I made a few cuts here just to make it look like a battle axe. Just to make it look a little better than square. Yeah, I think that'll be good enough. Yeah. I don't know, I'm thinking about halfway. 17 inches, 34 inches down there. Do something like this. Right? And like I said, so you have some under storage, right? Again, I'll have to figure out what I'm going to use for the top, or for the top's going to be glass, and I got to do the other side. But so this is going to extend out. Like I said, it's about a foot, maybe a little smidge more, but maybe a plant can go on there outdoors. I don't know. We'll keep building it though. We'll keep adding stuff when I think of something different. But what that's going to do, once that's all secure, it's going to stable everything. It's not going to shake this. It won't go back and forth this way or that way. Everything's going to be locked in. Basically, we got this for, we're going to put this on the leg and then the tray will, well, you'll see. Let me weld these on. Alright, something like that. They're all just 3 of them there. 3 tabs, and that should hold that whatever shelf on there. Let me see if it fits. Yeah. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Found this at my local hardware store. There's only 2 left, but they're 16 by 30. I don't have to do literally nothing with the mesh. I'm just going to tack weld it to this. And as far as this being, you know, once it's tack welded, I think it's going to stiffen everything up. Basically, this is the first money I'm spending, and these cost 20 bucks. So it's almost perfect. Comes to the edge here. It's got plenty of room on the edges here. And actually, I can move it down just a hair to take up. I'm probably going to add some cross members. I actually was just looking at that. But add one at the seam here underneath the mesh, of course. You know, like that, and then maybe half it. So basically every whatever, and then once that's tack welded to here, that'll be plenty of support. Alright, so that's that. They're all secure. Alright, so they didn't have this stuff. I can't find this stuff. It's 3/4 inch, but Home Depot did have 1/2 inch, and it's thicker gauge. So I have to do it a little different, but I got also another plan. These are at 10 bucks a piece, so now I'm into this hardware, 40 bucks here. So anyways, that's going to go here sideways, and you know, with the cross members, same thing. The diamond plate's going to be running the other way, but whatever. And then I thought, well, we're almost done here, but now I'm thinking no outdoor bar / table, whatever you want to call this thing, is complete without the umbrella holder. And I've got some ideas on an umbrella holder. Alright, here's what I come up with. So I'm just going to use an angle iron, right? I got to blow some holes, 5/8 holes there, and I think this is 1 3/4 hole here. I'll have to put it together to show you, but this is going to be like an umbrella holder and a foot, a forward stabilizer foot. So I'm going to have on one side, I already cut the pieces out, so I got to weld this to here. This will all get so I can bolt it on and off that thing. So that's kind of going to go there, and then a piece of pipe will go here, weld it on, right? So you have this U thing, and it's going to fit onto the table over there, and this will be cut out so we can bolt it on. You'll see. I'll put it together right quick. Let me weld this up and get over there and put it together. All right, there's one umbrella stand ready to bolt on. So I just thought of something. So after welding this, I was thinking about drilling a little hole here for because in all these legs, actually, all of them, to let some water out. So that's what I'm going to do, is just make some weep holes. All right, so let's bolt this up, and then what? Then do some grading, some of this stuff here, and that's it. Take it apart and paint it. All right, so the only money I got into this is the hardware and the grates. So I don't know how much these bolts and washers cost, but that's it so far. Everything else is scrap. I think I pointed that out before, but let me get this bolted up right quick. So I had to drag this table outside to see if, you know, this thing was going to work, and so I drilled a hole for this little push button fella here, right? Well, I haven't tried it yet. I just drilled a hole, but so at this point, alright, let's put the whatever it is, canvas back on. I probably going to do something else here. I don't like the way that this, it's kind of, and it always was like that, the way the mechanism is with that little push pin. You see it, you see how it's moving back and forth there a little bit. And of course, the higher you get, the more, you know, so the wind, you can see it now. So I think I'm going to just not use that pin, just drill a hole right through everything, get rid of that pin, and put a nut and bolt to you know, secure it better. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I'll just leave it that way. So I'm about to put this together, and as you can see, everything's labeled because I built everything by hand. There's no way, you know, even though the pieces are same in height and they look the same, to get precision, you know, you would need a machine shop, and because I did it by hand, I needed to label everything of where everything went, but the labels are going to be hidden. So let's get started. Let's put this sucker together, see what it looks like, and put the glass on. I'm going to wait to put the glass on because I have these little rubber stops to hopefully level things out, because I'm sure there's going to be some imperfections, especially with this little bumpy ground I'm going to be putting it on. I might have to do some shims under the legs just until I build a proper patio, which I want to do right here somewhere. Just get some of this earth out of here and pour, you know, even or a level cement pad. But anyways, let me get to putting this thing together. I think it's going to go together pretty quick. I've got a bag of bolts. They're all stainless washers and bolts. No nuts because of the rib nuts. So this should go fairly quick. I got my little mosquito net because the bugs are horrible. Alright, so it's loosely put together. All the bolts are in loosely. And there's something that I didn't anticipate. Well, putting it on unlevel ground, you know, because this is built in my garage, it was kind of level. But because I used the, I don't want to take any apart, but, you know, this is a 1/2 inch hole, or 5/8 inch hole, and there was a little bit of room to wiggle with. So that turned out good, because when I try to tighten everything up, see, everything's not exactly level. So it actually turned out good for me, because if there's undulating ground, because now all the feet are touching, and if this was perfectly level with this messed up kind of terrain here, you know, you would have you know, you ever sit at one of those tables and you got that pop-pum, pop-pum. All right, so this is what I was talking about with the undulation. It's so high up. I just threw some you know, rubber stuff under there to get the umbrella holder square enough. But again, this property is so unlevel with this block here. I'm just putting this here temporary, but it still worked out pretty good as far as the way it's tweakable. So once I build a level ground and have everything perfect, it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to have to end this part here, just because the amount of work I did with the amount of footage I have, it'd be like a 2-hour movie. So the table here is, this is 4 months later, and I'm just curious on if this glass is going to hold up, because it's not tempered, and if it's going to hold up in the winter. So we'll see how that goes. And the chairs, these chairs here, they have cushions to them that I bought, but I got them in scrap from a friend of mine, Pete, so they worked out good. But all in all, the thing is holding up. I have zero issues with it. I expected some rust to start forming around the weld joints, and I do have a couple spots, so I have to clean them up. There's one in the corner there, and that metal grate, I'll have to deal with that next you know, spring or whatever. But all in all, it's been holding up. So next installment, I'll show you what I did with this slab here, and I relocated my pavers. I might include that in just one video. And then I built this fireplace and built a table around it, and I might do that in another video installment. But for right now, this is the end of this video. And like I said, the table, it came out good. It is something I can detach, you know, take apart and put in for the winter. I'm probably going to leave it up this winter just to see how it goes. If the glass fails, then I'll know. I'll probably just put like a top like that, that's stainless steel, so that ain't going to rust or do nothing. I can do that as an option. But we'll see how the glass holds up. So for right now, that's all I got, and maybe I'll install a video probably next week. And like I said, I got all the footage. I just have to go through it and put something together. So that's it for now. See you next week.